Yes, guys, welcome back to DR Sports for your Live at 5 transfer news update. I'm with the most sensible, articulate, knowledgeable Lyle, right, that there is in the business. Kenya Lyle. Not Laurie, not Robbie, it's Kenya.
Tell them, wagwan.
Yeah? How are we?
Good, how are you? Thanks for the intro. That was a good intro.
Listen, man, you know I like to do my intros on the channel.
I'll let my dad keep you around for a bit longer.
Yeah, 360 lifetime Suge Knight contract, come on. Guys, a lot to talk about, including the bidding war that has now been activated between Liverpool and Newcastle with Hugo Ekitike. Where does that leave Isak now? And Darwin Nunez. We'll also speak about Manchester United, Kenya, stalling. Right, they're taking their time. It's late.
Their time, mate.
It's late
forever.
when it comes to Brian Mbuemo. I don't even know if that deal's going to happen now. We'll speak about that. Arsenal as well. Madueke to be announced as soon as possible, as well as Victor Gyökeres, we assume, as well as Christian Mosquera, as well as the new contract for Ethan Nwaneri. We'll speak about all of that. And a bit of other news. I like the other news section as well. You learned something you didn't know before. Big
exactly.
Right, smash that like button, people. Get involved with us in the chat. You know the score. Every day at 5 o'clock, we go live to talk about transfers. So show us a bit of support in the chat. But man. Kenya, there is only one place to start today. Liverpool contact Eintracht Frankfurt over a possible move for Ekitike. They're working on the 23-year-old forward to come to Liverpool. They've also been approached by Newcastle as well, and Liverpool have approached Newcastle about Isak. So this one, as you can see from David Ornstein on the screen here, Liverpool contact Frankfurt over a possible move, having also approached for Isak. Newcastle want to keep Isak, and Ekitike, the interest is ongoing. We have to break this down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because let's just chronologically go back a little bit. So Liverpool are interested in Isak and Ekitike, as I would say, with all due respect, the number 2 option.
Yeah.
Right, in the list?
Yeah, of course.
Newcastle know that, and they've gone, right, let's play a bit of chess, power play, let's flex a little bit. We're going to bid for Ekitike and claim, this is my opinion, and claim that we want them both to play in the same team. Liverpool have gone, fine, you bid for Ekitike, we're coming for your man, your main man, the number 1 target.
Exactly.
So Newcastle are, fuming at Liverpool for unsettling the player, allegedly. But then Liverpool the next day have gone, right, I tell you what, you're upset about the whole Isak thing, I hear it. We're now going to make contact officially with Ekitike and take your future replacement for Isak. We're going to take your target away from you, and we're going to get this guy. So my question to you is, what have you made of this power play chess match? But also, how does it end up? Who ends up where? Yeah.
I think Liverpool have ultimately given Newcastle an ultimatum. It's give me Isak. Obviously, we need to remember that there actually is still some pros for Newcastle. So if they were to sell Isak, you get a world record fee for him. We saw yesterday David Ornstein said about 120 mil. He'd be the most expensive player ever to be purchased in a Prem. That's an incredible amount that they could reinvest in an Ekitike or whoever else. Or Liverpool's basically said, fine, you can keep him, but we're going to go after the other guy that you really want, which they actually do need because Callum Wilson's gone.
Correct, but my question to you is, was the Newcastle bid yesterday for Ekitike, which was a low-ball bid, was that a smokescreen for forcing Liverpool to go and bid for him so that they can keep Isak?
I don't know. I think there's some of that in there, but I do think that they actually do need Ekitike. They've lost Callum Wilson, and they do need a second striker. We know Alex Isak is quite an injury-prone player. I mean, last season he was able to stay fit for the majority, and Newcastle are probably looking at it like, right, we're in the Champions League. We've had a really good season. We've won a cup. Like, we want to flex our muscle a bit. They've got this new ownership. I think
against Liverpool as well.
Yeah, exactly. They're probably looking at it like, right, under this new ownership, we spent a bit of money, but in recent years, because of PSR and stuff, we've not really been able to flex our muscle and show everyone how much money we've got. It's a bit of a statement signing for them. Do you know what I mean? If they go and do it. So I think there's a mixture of it, but I think ultimately they're probably trying to bolster their squad. Like, they're probably looking at it like, we're in a really good position. We've got one of the best strikers in the league, one of the best strikers around, really. Why not go and get another guy who's almost called like the baby Isak, essentially? Why not go and get him in our team? I mean,
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think Ekitike would be content coming in as a backup, especially spending that much on a backup.
Yeah, it's true.
And I almost saw straight through that kind of whole situation. But who holds the ace in the pack here? Is it Newcastle, Frankfurt, or Liverpool? Who's actually in control and almost the godfather, the puppeteer right now?
It's really hard to say because I think Frankfurt, I guess in a way, they have power because they can sell Ekitike for a really high price to anyone. I mean,
about 86 mil they're looking for.
Like Liverpool interested, Newcastle interested. I know at one point Chelsea liked him. Like there's loads of other clubs that are attracted to him, but it's really hard to say because I guess both Newcastle and Liverpool have the upper hand. I guess with Newcastle, it's like you have the upper hand for now. If you keep Isak for now, he might inevitably leave. I don't know how much longer he's got on his deal, but you could. The sooner it gets down to it, he might be looking at it like, rah, man, Premier League champions want me. Do you know what I mean? Or teams that, are known for winning things want to buy me. And I know I'd be playing alongside potentially Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Florian Wirtz. Like, I'll be in the Champions League every season. I'd be on a title charge every season. He might be thinking it like, rah. But then Newcastle's, it's really hard to say.
It is. It's difficult really to know where this one ends. I mean, even this offer for Ekitike could be a smokescreen to say to Newcastle in a veiled way, well, now you're not getting your 120 or your 130. If you wanted to play ball with us, we could have gone to that level. And
then with you guys, like you can actually wait for a striker because your all-around squad is really good because you've got Mo Salah, who's fantastic, Cody Gakpo, you've got Florian Wirtz in, like these are all players that you can rely on to score. Do you know what I mean? You won the league last season without a striker. Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Darwin Nunez filled in here and there. And I just feel like not to say that you don't need a striker, because you probably do. You definitely do.
Yeah.
But it's almost like a nice luxury for you. So I feel like you could go on a title charge next season again or go and try and win the Champions League without one. You could potentially say, right, we'll just wait for Isak maybe to run down a contract. Or we'll put on more pressure on Newcastle, who, Isak's probably thinking, rah, man.
Yeah.
Liverpool
so the way I see it now is if Liverpool don't get Isak this summer, then they won't go in for him ever again. I don't think we wait around. I don't think we hold the sentimental card to say we'll come back next year. You never know what happens next year.
Yeah, it's true.
At that point, we could have signed Hugo Ekitike and he's hit the ground running. And why would we want Isak?
He could be the new version of Isak.
So my question to you and the people at home, we'll do a poll for this as well, because I don't think this is done yet. There's still twists and turns. So my question to you and the people at home is, where does Isak end up?
Oh, it's so hard to say.
With 6 weeks to go in the window.
I just think you don't turn down, like, I know you haven't actually bid it yet, but do you turn down 120 mil? Isak was like 60 mil, right? Yeah. Something like that. Do you turn that? That's two Isaks.
So where does he end up? We can go around in circles and do this all day. I need a team name, please.
I don't know, man. Do you know what? I'm going to say he's going to stay at Newcastle.
I
think Newcastle would be like, I think they just see him as too valuable. It's more than 120 to them. Do you know what I mean? They're just looking at it like, this guy's won us our first trophy in like 70 years. He's got us into the Champions League. We don't want to lose our best player when we've just had our best season. We want to like keep going on. We want to keep building off what we've done.
And where does Ekitike end up?
Probably at Liverpool, to be honest. It's really hard to say. Well,
and could this even be a smokescreen? Is this a power play by Liverpool saying... Because if we are to believe that Newcastle are genuinely interested in Ekitike, and we go for him, what does that mean now for Newcastle? Because even though they've kept their main man, we've taken one of your alleged top targets.
Yeah, it's true.
So even this could even be a smokescreen. Yeah, I'm so fascinated by this,
Yeah, that's why I said when I first saw it, I was saying to my other friends, I was like, to me, this is like a Liverpool giving them an ultimatum. It's like, lose your best player or lose someone that you really like to us. It's simple. And they're going to miss out in one way or the other, really. I think it would be a masterclass if Newcastle was able to get Ekitike, really. But then
there's
even
no
that,
way they both
even if they, I was like, even if they do that, like what happens to someone like Anthony Gordon or Jacob Murphy would probably have to be dropped to accommodate both of those strikers.
Joel Linton, I mean, we just had the graphic up here of the potential 11 for Newcastle next season, and it didn't include Joel Linton. That's one of their main guys. Here it's got Bruno and Tonali. This is obviously a 4-4-2.
Anthony Elanga that they've just bought. I mean, obviously all these players can be.
But Gordon's linked to Liverpool as well.
Yeah, he's linked to Arsenal as well. So it's really like it's a game of chess.
Do you know what I can't wait for, Ken?
What?
August the 25th. Newcastle at home to Liverpool.
Is that your
second game of the season? Monday night.
Wait,
football.
Who's your first game?
Bournemouth at home Friday night.
It's a bit of a tough. Got a bit of a tough start.
Well, yes, a tough start away to Newcastle, but with all of this going on, that just builds up to that game even more. I'm going to that game. I'm with Matty Renton in the box.
Yeah, man.
So
you know what Matty Renton's like already. So I'm not even.
Well,
he
said there's free Guinness in the box, so I'm there. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's Newcastle versus Oxford,
I'm dead. But it's gonna be really fascinating to see where both of these players end up, and I think whoever ends up with at least one of them, it's fantastic business for them because they're both two really good players that are still very young and still have the potential to even go high. I even think last season Isak could have scored more goals. So it's very fascinating to see what's going to happen, to be honest.
I'm looking forward to seeing this one ending because as much as I almost expected...
Yeah, it's a lot of anticipation.
Yeah, I expected Liverpool to, after yesterday, I expected them today to do something, to react. It's almost...
Yeah, but then I guess you have reacted because you've actually got in contact with Frankfurt and said, yo, we actually like this guy. We want to I
thought he was your second choice. No, we really like him.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to take him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you were trying to go, forget that.
Don't worry, mate.
Do you know what this reminds me of in a weird way? Like a rap battle.
Yeah, man.
You've just heard, Big Zoo has just sent for Eminem, by the way.
Yo, man.
And this to me seems like, cool, you've done your little bit, we're going to come back with a little diss track.
Just let me write up my verse, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Get back in the booth, pen and paper, chip settings, P-money settings, settings.
Word. Like a freestyle thing.
Literally. So,
that's wild.
That's that, right? And that won't finish. We'll come back to that. But I suppose a sideways domino to this is that Napoli have informed Liverpool that the move for Nunez is off.
Yeah.
And if you're Darwin Nunez, with all due respect, if Napoli and the Saudis are interested, Napoli have just won the Scudetto. You want Napoli.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think, how old is Darwin Nunez?
I'm going to go 26.
Yeah, I was going to say like 25. Like, he's still young. And I think
26. On the 24th of June, though, so just turned 26.
Oh, okay. So, like, yeah, he's still young. And I feel like he's still got a lot to give. This is no disrespect to people that go to Saudi or the Saudi league, but you want to stay in Europe for as long as you can and then potentially go over to Saudi as like a lot of other players have done. I just think, and I think he would have suited Napoli really well, but I think it's the money, isn't it? Well, we know Serie A clubs are very tight. They don't like to spend big money.
That is true. Yeah. But Napoli have spent a few quid this
Yeah,
summer.
they have. But then like, What constitutes as big? Because obviously we're Premier League clubs. Premier League clubs, you know already. Like,
that's true,
you guys just slapped down 100 mil for Florian Wirtz. You know what I mean? Gyökeres.
They probably haven't spent that much.
Yeah, exactly.
Across all their signings.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but Napoli have said, look, we know what your price is. This is our price. We're trying to obviously lowball you or meet in the middle somewhere. We've been arguing and going back and forth and negotiating now for a month. Yeah. I don't think we're getting anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We are looking at Luca from, is it Bologna?
Yeah,
Udinese. We're going to go for him. And I wouldn't say that Napoli are saying you're messing us around. If anything, Liverpool should say to Napoli, you know the price.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been chatting for a month and you still can't match it.
Exactly.
So in that case, the Darwin Nunez is, that deal is off. Where do you think Darwin Nunez ends up now?
I actually don't know. Like, is there a possibility he could stay?
It's a good question, man, and I've literally just been speaking about this to former Liverpool winger Jermaine Pennant, and he said that Nunez will go and they might buy two strikers. Yeah. That's why you've been seeing the Mateta links almost as... with all due respect to Mateta, right, whose goal contributions in the last 72 games for Palace, unbelievable.
It's been great.
And the word stopgap got mentioned.
Yeah, it's true.
Because if we can't get Isak, is there a stopgap until next year? But now we're in for Ekitike, so... I do think Liverpool need a back, let's call it backup striker.
Yeah, backup striker. Like, I think Darwin Nunez has shown that you can't really rely on him game in, game out. but he is a really good option to bring off the bench. Like, was it against Brentford? He came off the bench. He scored like 2 goals.
One of the best away days of my life.
5 minutes. So he's a very kind of chaotic player. He's not your typical striker where you're like, right, he's just going to maybe sit in a box and just score tap-ins. He's kind of a weird guy in the sense that he might miss the tap-in, but he's going to score you a banger.
Yeah.
And like, I think there's no harm in that. And I don't know, I think there might be a possibility now that he stays, just because what other teams need a striker that are really interested in him? Do you know what I mean?
Well, if the Saudis come in with an offer of around about 60, 65, then...
I mean, you lot will accept it, but will he accept it? Will he want to go Saudi?
That's the I mean, he did make that joke, didn't he, in that piece of content last year when he went, Saudi, call me.
That's so
which
true.
we didn't like, by the way, because we were still fighting for the Premier League. But, do you know what? It's a great question, because if you're Darwin Nunez, if I'm Darwin Nunez, I'd prefer Napoli.
Yeah,
but
so would I.
The money could be so big.
You've got the Uruguayan links, do you know what I mean?
You go out to Saudi, and listen, he's 26, just turned 26. You can go to Saudi for 2 years.
Yeah, you could do it.
You actually can go for 2 years and find somewhere else after.
But isn't it hard to kind of come back from Saudi? I mean, some players have come back.
What examples have we got?
I mean, John Duran's come back.
Ivan Toney's gone there, got back in the England squad.
Yeah, true say. But then that's
barely played.
But that's because it's Thomas Tuchel's kind of giving him an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like, who is it? Was it? I'm trying to think of the Dutch player that went over to Saudi, and the manager was like, "Nah, you're not getting in the squad. There's no ambition there."
Really?
I can't remember what player it is.
With the
but
the one you just mentioned, the other example, who did you just say?
What, John Duran?
He's gone
back
there.
to
He's played 15, 20 games, and it's not as if he's come back to the Prem.
Yeah,
Full due respect to Turkish league, it's a different level out there.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
but at least it's still in Europe. At least you're still playing some type of European competition. Like, you're still going to be either in the Champions League or Europa League. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So there's still a good level of competition.
But Darwin Nunez, again, I said it today, I've never, and I can categorically say this, I have never in my life wanted it to work out for a player at Liverpool more than Darwin Nunez. And the reason I can't say I'll ever have any bad words for him is because he fights. He might not do all the right things, but he keeps trying, and that's the very least. As a paying football fan, the absolute bare minimum is that you run your socks off and you work hard for the team. And he does that. We've seen how close he and how affected he is by the Jota passing. So I can't hate the guy. I absolutely love the guy, and I want him to have the best options available. But at the end of the day, Liverpool looking at this as a money move and saying, well,
yeah, man, it's a lot.
We're not entertained. Napoli were messing around with 40, 43. Yeah. We want 60.
Yeah, I think if you look at it as well, all parties would be happy. So like, he'd be like, right, I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to play more. Do you know what I mean? And you guys would be like, right, we've got a good amount of money for someone that maybe he's not really worked out, but he won the league, he won, like, do you know what I mean?
Did win the league, he's a Premier League winner.
He won the Carabao Cup,
FA Cup
yeah,
as well.
FA Cup. So he's actually been a good return in the sense that you've actually won things with him. It's not like, I know you guys spent a lot of money, but at least you got some type of return for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
staying on Liverpool, with the Luis Diaz thing, obviously I did a big thing about this on DR yesterday, twice, and the COP TV. They bid 56 mil, which clearly isn't enough.
Yeah.
We've heard, and we're led to believe by the David Ornsteins that he wants out. He doesn't want to be at Liverpool anymore, which I don't like.
That's quite shocking.
I know, man, because we love him so much, man. We big him up, and he was the best forward player in the last third of the season. He scored really important goals.
Am I right to say he started a lot of games though?
Yeah, he starts every game.
Yeah. I'm going to say Cody Gakpo's the one that
starts 85% of the games then.
So I don't really understand, like, why he'd want to leave.
Exactly. That's
really.
my
I don't really get it. Like, he seems happy. He plays a lot of games. He's winning stuff with you guys. You know what I mean? The fan base really love him. Like, I don't really understand why he'd want. Like, I saw what he said about the whole Barcelona thing. I was like, okay, see what he said. Maybe not the right thing to have said, but maybe I can understand it because you're Colombian, like it's got Spanish talking roots and stuff. But Bayern just doesn't. I just can't see. I actually cannot see Luis Diaz at Bayern. It's weird to me.
I don't see it either. I'd much rather keep him over Anthony Gordon. But I did a video this morning on the COP TV, and I said, if you do not want to be at Liverpool, the door is there. You can see it. So for me, this one, however that one ends up, has an impact on this next bit, which is allegedly Liverpool leading the race to sign Rodrigo now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hands off, man. Well,
listen, you didn't make your move.
You lot are moving mad, you know.
We are
just trying to
moving
pinch off a man's strike, pinch off a this and that. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but it's not other man's until other man's make a bid.
What do you need Rodrigo for? You got Cody Gakpo.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If Diaz goes, we'll get Rodrigo.
You lot don't need him.
But do you know who I'm looking forward to seeing more of this season? The boy Rio.
Rio? Is this a youngster?
You know the young kid who's been playing for Liverpool, Rio.
No, I haven't seen.
I want to get his second name right. It's
I know about Danz.
Yeah, Danz is actually back now as well.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I right to say that?
Rio.
No, I haven't seen much of it, but you guys.
Mbuemo, Rio Mbuemo, right? 17 years old, 16 years old, by the way.
Wow, man. So it's up and coming.
He played against Preston the other day, started the game in the first half. I know, obviously, if you sell Luis Diaz, you can't rely on a 16-year-old.
Yeah, but you could look at it. Yeah, I'm not saying you rely on him, but you rely on Cody Gakpo, who's been just, if not better than Luis Diaz.
Both got
really
18
good.
goals in all comps.
And you think, actually, if you're saying Luis Diaz started the majority of the games and Cody Gakpo came off the bench for the majority and scored the same amount, imagine if he started and then Cody Gakpo could play multiple positions.
Yeah, let us know, Liverpool fans, in the chat, because there's the Luis Diaz thing, there's the Ekitike thing, there's the Isak thing, and that's not even mentioning the Guehi thing that's gone quiet. That's not even mentioning the Konate thing. Yeah. So actually, there's a lot still to happen at Liverpool.
I have a question for you. What's happening with Joe Gomez? Because he's still there,
he can stay as long as he wants.
But I don't really understand. So you're going to keep Konate, obviously. I think you guys are working on that. You've got Virgil. You've got Joe Gomez. So Mark Gay would be a backup? I don't really understand. Because obviously Joe Gomez is the backup for the back line, basically. He can play...
in any position,
Yeah, he can play in any position, like his good servant.
It's difficult to say because... I don't
remember seeing Joe Gomez last season, man.
I think with the Konate contract situation, if that doesn't rear its head and get sorted out...
sell him, man.
You've got to sell him in this window. So all of a sudden, your second choice or your first choice centre-back leaves. You've got Joe Gomez... I love Joe Gomez. He's our longest serving player. He's been there for 10 years. And he's good to stay at Liverpool for however long he wants because of how good he is. Injured all the time, I know, but for those moments he is unreal. So that's... I even think if Liverpool keep Konate, they still go for Guehi later on in the window.
Yeah, why not? You've got to look to the future, innit?
And also, you talk about, options and depth, but Konate, Virgil is obviously the first choice. But let's not forget, we've got cup games, we've got Champions League games.
Yeah, so true.
And there will be, and Konate's injury prone.
Yeah,
so
true.
There will be a time when we look at, if we did get Guehi, and we look at him and go, you're next to Virgil, you're our first choice defender now.
No, you're actually right. I didn't even think of it like that.
You can't guarantee him minutes, you can't guarantee him 36 games out of 38, but...
Yeah, but
I think
Mark Gay would be good competition as well, because then you start to look at Mark Gay is so good, it's almost criminal to have him on the bench.
Is he England's best defender?
I'd say at the moment, yeah. He's fit. I mean, when we played at the Euros, to me, he was one of our best players in that tournament. And considering that was his first ever tournament, he didn't put a foot wrong. He was the probably most solid guy in the back line. I'd say him and Ezri Konsa, as of recent, have been our best defenders. Considering that we can't rely on Stones, we can't really rely on Harry Maguire. Who else is there? Like, everybody else is a bit in and out. Dan Burns just kind of come through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I probably would say he is.
All right, well, let us know in the chat. Joe Gomez, Mark Guehi, Virgil van Dijk, Konate. Liverpool obviously want to nail down that Konate deal sooner rather than later. But how do you think it ends in the chat? Let us know. That's a lot of Liverpool chat there. 25 minutes of it. We can finally move on to Newcastle, which obviously still involves Liverpool. But they have made positive ground in the Ekitike race. That was probably before this had happened, the bid coming through from Liverpool, the interest confirmed, club-to-club contact. Ekitike is planning for Premier League life, whether it's with Liverpool or Newcastle. This is why I do believe it was all a smokescreen, and it's actually clever from Newcastle. I think Liverpool have bought it in terms of,
I don't know, man.
You've bid for him, right? We've got to have our hat in the ring as well.
But then, what do Newcastle get out of it if they've done that? Because then now they've kind of got themselves in a bidding war with Liverpool, who also have a lot of money to spend. Like, you guys have shown already that we've got 120 mil to spend basically on one player. You're willing to do it on one guy. You're willing to probably bid for Ekitike to a certain amount. Like, and then as well, it's like, oh, you could potentially unsettle your best players. What do they really get out of it? I kind of see them more at a disadvantage because, you know, imagine Isak now turning around saying, "Yo, man, do you turn that down?" Do you know what I mean? If like thinking logically, if I was a player, I don't know if I'd turn that down. I'd be going to Newcastle and saying, "Look, love you guys. Won you a trophy for the first time in 70 years. Got you into the Champions League twice. Like, I've been your best player. We've had some really fantastic moments at the Emirates. You know what I mean? At Liverpool, at Anfield, all these at Man United. Yo, man, they're willing to pay 100. You get 120 mil. I get to go to another club and potentially win more things." So,
do you think there's a way in which Liverpool have made club-to-club contact with Ekitike? They want to bid for him. But whilst they're on the phone to him, are they saying to Newcastle, "Look, this is your last chance. We'll give you 150. This is our main option. And if you don't, we're going to take your replacement now." I actually think after this move, the power swings a little bit back to Liverpool because they can almost play these off each other now.
I personally think Liverpool are the club in power at the moment. Like I said, it's a bit of an ultimatum. It's a bit of, we're either going to get Isak or we're either going to Ekitike, and Newcastle desperately want to keep one and they desperately want to get the other, and they're just like, right, they're kind of like, oh, what do we do? So they're now having to, you know, make sure Isak is settled, but then also you want to go and get Ekitike and you've got to promise him game time and stuff like that, whereas Liverpool could say, yo, you're going to come in, you're going to start straight away.
You're starting for the champions.
Yeah, you're starting for the champions. We're going on a title charge again. Like, we want to get our title back and we want to win it again. We want to try and win the Champions League. We've got a new exciting project with a new manager who's already proved that he can do a lot. So I think Newcastle are, I'm not saying in trouble, but they got a lot to think about, that's for sure. That's what I would
and if
say.
it gets to the stage where Newcastle receive the message from Isak in his camp that says, "Look, man, I haven't ruled this out. I do want to discuss this Liverpool thing with you." But I think that would have to be before Ekitike signs for Liverpool, because again, we're not ending up with both.
Yeah,
and they're not ending up with both.
Exactly.
So it's a race. It's a bid more.
Said, innit?
Let us know what you think. Staying on Newcastle, they have sold Sean Longstaff to Leeds, who had a year left on his deal for 12 mil. I really like that signing for Leeds.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think they definitely need some Premier League experience to try and keep them up. Do you know what I mean? I think if you look at last season, the relegation teams, if they had done a bit better, they could have actually fought some teams like Spurs and United and West Ham to have stayed in the Prem. But because they were just so poor and they didn't have, I think about like Ipswich, what players did they have that are Premier League experience?
Delap, obviously he's been sold, but I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, and then even then, Calvin Phillips, when he was at Leeds again, they were kind of fighting for their lives, and then he didn't really play for City, so he didn't even play for Ipswich. So I feel like it's a good signing for them. Sean Longstaff is a good player, and then his
fourth bid for them. That was, by the way,
got good amount of energy.
That was their fourth bid, so they really wanted him.
Yeah.
Year left
so
on
what
his
did they
deal,
bid the first time?
I think they were coming with like 8s and 9s, and then they're like, "Look, it's 12, or just leave us alone." But those kind of, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but those kind of signings for Leeds, you know, if you were to bring in a Simicast, if you were to bring in
so true.
You know, these Premier League players, put them all together and they will keep you up.
So true.
And the more Premier League experience you've got, the better.
Need it, man.
Dan James is obviously coming back to the Prem now with Leeds.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah,
Who else should they be looking at? Because didn't they get a bid rejected for Munoz at Fulham? Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, they did.
Who else could, like, because Patrick, with all due respect, Patrick Bamford ain't needed in line in the Prem in
Patrick
2025.
Bamford, let that shit
let
settle,
that go.
Man.
So who do you think they should be going in for striker-wise to keep them in the Prem, to score the goals, to keep them out of trouble?
I don't know, man. Jamie Vardy's on a free. Do you know what I mean?
39 though.
I know, but he still scores. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I looked at him this season.
He does.
I looked at him this season. Like, don't get me wrong, Leicester were really bad. But
38, sorry.
He still scores. Like, if you just get him on a year and he's still fit, he's still to a good level. He's Premier League winner, mate. Premier League winner.
I've got an article here. Vardy, Wilson, Calvert-Lewin, your realistic striker targets.
I'm not sure about Calvert-Lewin. That's another version of is that much different to Patrick Bamford? another person who's always injured hardly scores.
But he will be available.
Yeah,
he will be looking for a club, and he will start every game for them if he goes there.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one looks at like Armando Broja from Chelsea, because Chelsea need to get rid of him.
Great
but then
shout.
even then he's not a prolific scorer.
He was at Everton on loan, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was at Everton on loan.
People in this chat, the BBC article that I've got.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I think we should get an England international, Premier League experience, scored 17 goals in one of the Premier League seasons, available for no fee, and judging by the pre-season training picks, he's in the shape of his life. Stick with Mr. Patrick Bamford.
Get that, man. I just think if you want to stay up, look, when Patrick Bamford was last here, what did he do? Like, honestly.
But Calvert-Lewin, Wilson and Vardy.
Yeah, those are all good shouts. And I feel like they would all want to be in the Prem. I think someone like Callum Wilson might be a good shout, but then again, he's got injury issues around him as well. But then at least when he's fit, he scores.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, innit?
It's tough, man, because they're not interested in, injury-prone people now. Yeah. They need the guy to come in and score them 18 goals to keep them in the Premier League.
Yo,
but who is that guy? Don't you do this. What, you think they've got 60 mil for us?
Yo, man.
You really think that? There's
promotion
no way
money,
Darwin is
promotion
going to
money.
Leeds. Promotion
They've got the promotion money, man.
Just
say Liverpool, heart of that.
Well, if the money's there, I mean, I don't know if Darwin would want to go, but in the chat, we've got Eddie Nketiah, Richarlison, Patson Zaha, as well. These are all potential
Eddie would be a good
strikers
shout.
for Leeds,
Go back
by the
to
way.
Leeds. But then
Who?
Eddie, he would be a good shout because
he went on loan there, didn't he?
Yeah, the Leeds fans loved him. But then if Mateta's likely to leave Palace, or potentially could, what's the point of selling Eddie? Like, do you know what I mean? He's a backup. He's a decent backup as well. So I don't know if he'd help keep them up either. Do you know what I mean? He's not really prolific.
The last time they were in the Prem, they obviously went down, but they tried a few bits and nothing really worked. I think this time, instead of scouting and trying to find that next Evan Nilsson, trying to find that next striker that you can maybe sell on for 50 years in a year, that's so risky to find that guy. So you do need to go down the route, in my opinion, to stay in the Prem for Leeds. You do need to go down the route of the household name almost.
Yeah, I actually do agree. That's why I said Jamie Vardy might be a decent...
Do you know what? I thought you were joking.
No, he might be someone to look at, man. The guy... Look, he's 38, yeah? You said he's 38.
He's 38.
He's 38, but he scores. And when Jamie Vardy's in the box, like, it's very rare that he misses.
He doesn't get injuries as well, really.
Just give him a couple of Red Bulls, fam, like he said.
Bit of snooze.
Yeah, give him a couple of Red Bulls, be calm.
Couple of monsters.
I think that would be... And then you just keep him for a year if you want. Sign him on for a year, maybe with an option to extend if you want, if they were able to stay in the Prem. Yo, man.
Someone in the chat just said Muller on a free.
Yo, man. Respect the guy.
Respect. Leandros says Newcastle will cook next season with Ekitike and Isak.
Yo, man. I can't lie. They can't get both. Like, they actually can't.
Both. You can't have your cake and eat it.
Not even just because of just for the safety of the league, fam. Yeah. Imagine you're rocking up to St James's Park. You got potentially Anthony Gordon, Isak, Elanga, and then when you're knackered, you're bringing on Elanga. They got Ekitike. They got Isak.
Yeah, I said to Matty Renton yesterday.
Allow it.
He's good as well. I said to Matty Renton yesterday, I was like, you can't have your cake and eat it, mate. And he's like, well, I don't want another cake. I'm quite happy with my cake, to be honest. It's a nice cake.
Yeah, man.
The lone Frijole says, it seems Liverpool don't actually want Ekitike or Gehi. They're just using them as threats towards Newcastle to get Isak. Huge decisions for both teams.
That's so true.
That's a good shout, actually, because they were big time in for Gehi.
Yeah, Palace was turning that down.
Gehi and Botman, that's the defence that they wanted, wasn't it? Interesting, that one. Let us know. Let's move on then to Brentford and Manchester United. Talks have stalled between the two clubs. The Bees want around £70 million for the striker, but United are not willing to do more than 65, but they're happy to be patient and do not want to be held to ransom. Brentford, in the meantime, have bid £35 million for Amari Hutchinson, rejected. Yeah. Big bid that, by the way, to reject. Risky to even reject that. The proposed structure of the deal failed to trigger his then release clause. So I guess Amari Hutchinson could come in to be the replacement if he does go, Mbuemo. But if you're a United fan and you're looking at Arsenal getting Madueke, Gyökeres, you're looking at Liverpool in for Isak, Wirtz, looking at Chelsea doing their deals, looking at Tottenham even.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're United, you're going, man, allegedly they're £5 million apart.
Yeah.
Just pay it, get it done, stop messing
True
around.
say.
Jim Ratcliffe's got that dust on his wallet. He's not trying to go the full hog.
70 mil was steep.
Klarna
though.
FC.
But then he scored 18 goals. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but meet the fee then.
Yeah, it's
Stop
true.
messing around.
It's
Time
true.
is
Yeah,
money.
but could you say, to be fair to United, Brentford are the ones that are messing around at the moment, because they've kind of, at first it was like, right, we want to do around 60 because that's how much you paid for Cunha, and they've actually kind of met that. Now they're saying they want 70. Like, that's a lot of money, man. And United have got a lot of holes to fill. Do you know what I mean? Like, Cunha's a great signing, obviously, but they still need, I think, defensively and potentially in midfield, they got a few things to sort out. 70 mil is a lot of money, but it is Mbuemo. He is wicked.
He is a very good player.
He's really good.
And do you know what? These days, 18 Premier League goals, it does cost you about 60
Yeah.
or 70 million, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's true. It's true. And then as well, I think for them, because they've not sold the likes of Rashford, Sancho, they've not sold Garnacho, like, they're looking at it like, rah, we actually we want to buy our guy, Mbuemo, who's obviously, like, he's already said multiple times, I want to go to Man United, that's the destination. You've got a player that really wants to come, and it's like, oh, you've got this kind of deadwood that you know is not going into the project. You're not able to get them off the books. Like, I don't know, man. It's peak for them. Can't lie. Can't say I feel sorry for them. But
Yeah, I mean, 70 mil, that's what they're after. Man United are saying... I mean, what the initial... it all seemed like it was going to happen fairly quickly and routinely, but this has been a month
I remember
now,
on United
probably.
View, they were there.
Yeah, I remember seeing the video.
Yeah, they were singing and
Fleck
dancing.
Mbuemo and all that
That
stuff.
happened about a month ago.
It was probably over
Yeah.
a month ago now. So United fans, in the chat right now, because I know you're in there hiding, right?
Yeah.
Come out to play. Let us know in the chat how you feel about the length of this discussion, the negotiations between Brentford and United. And at what point, Kenya, do both teams walk away? We must be near it.
Yeah, I think United, though, they could afford to wait. Obviously, you want to try and get your players out on pre-season. Do you know what I mean? But they could actually wait for Mbuemo. They could wait to the end of the window if they really wanted to. And I guess Brentford might look at it and be like, right, we'll just let you go maybe in around the 60 mil mark. Because that's still a lot of money. Especially for a club like Brentford that reinvests really well. They can use that money on something else. And considering that, you know, they've got Mbuemo's going, they've lost... Who else? Wissa's getting linked to Spurs. Like, those are your two best players who scored, I think, 18 each. So you need to try and potentially buy to cover those two players that you might lose. I don't know. I think Brentford being a bit greedy. I think 65 is a good amount. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Not saying that they shouldn't command 70, because look, if I was a Brentford fan, I'd be like, yeah, man, 70, 75. You know, it's United tax. Just all of that. Give me a
United tax, you know.
But
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing these days. But yeah, they want 70 mil. How does this one end up?
I think they're going to get him, to be honest. I think he will go to United. I think it's just more of a... Maybe United need to be clever and do a little add-ons thing, or maybe they need to try and sell Garnacho, etc. first and try and get one of those players off the books and then go in for Mbuemo, because then that money can then be put towards him. That's how I see it. But I do think he's going to go join...
And will they get Amari Hutchinson? And is he worth that much?
Yo, man, that's what I was thinking. 35 million. I think he scored like 2 goals last season in the Prem. Like,
obviously, his stock, you know, Chelsea and Arsenal, talented kid, but
Arsenal
he had
was the star boy. Do you know what I mean? He was someone that
he had his chance. Last year. I mean, look, it's difficult to criticise him. It wasn't just him; it was the whole team that were really poor across the season. But yeah, I think to reject that is. Yeah, Ipswich, I don't know what they're looking for. Ed Sheeran's trying to get a new swimming pool or something. I'm not too sure about that.
I think that's a good... For Amari Hutchinson, that's a good amount. And I don't know... I can't remember how much they bought him from Chelsea for. I don't even think it was that much. But, you know, I think 35 mil is a lot of money for Ipswich, especially now that they've been relegated. They've lost Delap. In fact, they got 30 mil for Delap, no?
Yep.
Yo, he's not more than Delap.
Yeah. You know, he actually played 2 games for Jamaica.
Really?
In friendlies, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, 3 goals in 31 games at Ipswich.
He's good for under 21s, England Euros though. But I think Harvey Elliott definitely was the best. Him, James McAtee, and Jay Stanfield were definitely the best England players in that tournament for sure.
Yeah, look, for the under 21s at Arsenal, 4 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. Chelsea, I mean, they've got his stats for the under 21s here.
Yeah.
Played 1 Premier League game for Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just came off the bench. I think Graham Potter just brought him on, and then soon after that, he was just sent out on loan or something. He was sold.
Yeah.
Didn't really get a chance.
Hasn't ended the best, but we'll see how that one ends up. Let's go to Arsenal. Madueke to be announced as soon as possible.
Yeah, man.
I've seen the announcement video from Cecil.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Big up Cecil,
big up Cecil, man.
I'll big him up
Cecil
for once.
Could do these things.
Only Cecil. Honestly, if anyone else tried that, I'd be like, what are you doing, man?
He's so funny.
Cecil is out there, isn't he? And he's done a great job, to be fair.
Yeah, it's good,
so Madueke to be announced.
Yeah.
I've just got a text as well. I've just sent it to you.
All right, let me have
in the group chat, right? This is from my friend's dad, who has a friend. I don't know who the friend is.
Big up your friend's dad.
It's a selfie of my mate's dad's mate and Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah.
And it says, just closing the deal will confirm in 24 hours.
Boy.
And that was sent at 4:30 on the dot today.
I'm getting gassed.
So that was 1 hour and 11 minutes ago.
Getting gassed already.
You see this insight, the exclusives that I'm giving you?
What's this? The AGT exclusive, you know?
So that is definitely Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely him.
It's definitely him. It's not got no mask on, do you know what I mean?
We can show the camera. I won't show my dad's, my mate's dad. But that is Victor Gyökeres, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man.
So,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning. The first thing I did this morning, went on Twitter, went on David Ornstein's page. I was like, "Yo, man, where's Victor Gyökeres?"
Yeah, but that will
We're just counting down the days and the moments till he's announced. I think they're just saying that they're trying to iron out the small little things. Sporting's been so difficult to deal with.
Yeah, they have.
But as I was reading up on them, they've been difficult with almost every club that they sell to. They was difficult with United, difficult with Spurs. So I'm like, you know what? It's just a bit of talk from clubs. Let's just get the guy done. We need a striker. Let's just get it.
This time tomorrow, he'll be announced.
Oh, I think Madueke will be announced tomorrow.
I'm saying both. Who should be announced first then?
Madueke, because he's already done. Just announce him. Like, we've known about him now for how long? Announce him. He's already done his medical. I think hopefully we get Victor Gyökeres next week, because he's still got to do a medical and stuff like that. So we've got.
I mean, yeah, the deal allegedly, the deal is going to be confirmed in 24 hours.
Exactly, yeah. Who else?
We'll see.
We still got Mascara to try and sort out. Like, we still.
I
got
like that
loads of
signing.
things, yeah.
13 mil. That's a great signing.
That's cheap. Like, we need a backup centre back. I think as well. A lot of our players last season, we had so many injury issues. Like, we have a very stacked defence already, but we've terminated Tomiyasu's contract, so
Harsh.
We're now. Yeah, to be honest, I was very surprised. That's not something that
terminated's quite a nasty way to finish it all, man.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for him.
It was mutual consent or whatever the word is, but I was really shocked because that's not really something. Because he's injured, because he's got this knee injury and we've stuck by him for such a long time. I was really shocked. I was like, right, what we'll do is we'll help him get fit, let him play, then we'll sell him, or we'll just wait out his contract potentially. But I was really shocked to see that he was terminated. But we need someone now to kind of fill in for him. Obviously, Ben White last season, he had to have surgery for an injury that he's been holding for about 2 years, which we had to hold off on because we didn't have enough depth. But apparently, I've not watched Christian Mascara, but apparently he's like really highly coveted, and Real Madrid wanted to try to get him. I think Inter tried to get him. So
plays with Dean Howson for the Spain under-21s.
Exactly. So apparently he's a really good talent. So I'm happy.
I can already see what's happening here, actually.
Oh, what?
You know what I'm going to say?
Go on then, spit it out.
He joins Arsenal.
Yeah.
And in 3 years, he goes to Real Madrid to play with Dean Howson again.
What? Christian Mascara? Yo, man, if they want to cough up it.
But if you get the money, yeah, why not? 13 mil.
I would see it as, look, obviously you never want to lose your best. We don't know what he's going to be like yet, but let's say he turns out to be a really good player for us. You never want to lose your best players, but if in the future if he wants to leave potentially, and Real Madrid coming in, yo, man,
send that.
I said already, you either sell us the rights to the Bernabeu, or Yes, give us the money, man.
Sell us the rights to the Bernabeu. What would it be called then? What would it even be called? But yeah, listen, that one is an exciting transfer. Let us know if you know any more about Christian Mosquera. Ethan Nwaneri, the deal is agreed and sorted, believed to be 4 years with the extra year as the trigger option.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it. I think, he's got his new squad number. That gives him a bit of promise. I think that is a sign, actually, that Arteta's looking to play him a little bit more this season.
Yeah, they're saying that they want him to play more centrally as well, which is really good because that's his best position.
Yeah.
And then it also means like Odegaard's got competition. We wanted to see more of Ethan last season.
He scored a mad goal against, was it Preston away or Bolton away last year?
Yeah, he's got Preston. Was it who scored a banger? Nah, Saka was the Nottingham Forest, but he scored a banger against Man City. That's it. He just came on. Declan Rice
5-1.
I was there. Game. I was like, oh my god.
Ethan Nwaneri, what a boy.
He just put the dagger in basically, but he's incredible.
If you're Ethan Nwaneri, obviously you can't guarantee things, but if you're signing this deal and you say to Arteta, look, I need some kind of guarantee about minutes. Like what should he be aiming for minutes wise?
It's hard to say.
Or game-wise.
I expect to see Ethan play the majority of the cup games, and I want to see him play some Premier League games and some Champions League games, depending on the climate of those games. So, like last season, when we knew we'd already qualified for the Champions League games, he started a lot more. Like I was happy with that. I think he started against PSV and started against Girona. He scored against Girona. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see more of that. We got to give the guy a platform because he's so good. Like, the amount of clubs that were trying to chase us down for him, he's obviously a fantastic player. Let's give him more opportunities. And there's a lot of competition in that midfield now. But I think he's good enough to genuinely one day be a starter for Arsenal. I really do. He's so good.
Yeah, and Reece Nelson, who was maybe being looked at as a make-weight option to Crystal Palace for Eze, he now looks to be rejoining Fulham on loan.
Yeah.
There's only so many times you can go on loan, though. How many loan spells? Let me look this up.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really happy with the loan. I would look. I love Reece, but he's really happy at Fulham. I'd prefer to sell him, but he got injured halfway through that loan, so I think he only played about 10 games. So I can understand why, from Fulham's point of view, it's kind of like, right, he was really good, but we don't really want to risk it and pay a big fee for someone that was actually injured. Let's just kind of retry again. But from an Arsenal point of view, it's kind of like, we do.
What's his best position?
Good question. I mean, you can play on the right or the left. Maybe the left. It's his best position, I'd say.
Yeah. He gets back and helps out, obviously, as we know.
Yeah,
but
he's hard-working.
I'm looking at his career, and it's, starts with so much promise at Arsenal in 2017-18.
He was the OG star boy, man.
He was
the Saka before the Saka.
And he's been at the academy and Arsenal for it seems like forever now. Youth career was at Arsenal from 2008. But I'm looking at the loans, right? He's gone away to Hoffenheim, and listen, you got to get your minutes. 2018-19, scores 7 in 29, decent. Goes to Feyenoord under Arne Slot.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Scores 2 in 21. Again, there isn't a season.
Did they get to a final?
They did, in that season. But there hasn't been a season where he's played more than 25 games ever in his career.
My thing with Reece is that for a long time he was just happy to be on the bench for Arsenal, and I think he's good enough to start. Like I always said, someone like Reece should play. He'd be good at like a West Ham or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, he deserves to start. He's actually a really good player, can play in different positions. And I think now he's kind of waking up to it. Like, I'm 25 or 24, still got a massive future. He can still prove himself. Like, go and spread your wings. Like, he'd get the Arsenal blessing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if he's happy, then Arsenal fans are happy.
Yeah, but then he obviously goes to Fulham last season, only plays 11 games in the league, by the way.
The way Fulham fans were talking about him, they really liked him. I think he could have maybe scored and assisted more for sure, and then he ended up, I think, tearing his hamstring, which is just like, that's a season ending.
Yeah, he got to the Conference League final with Feyenoord under Arne Slot.
Yeah.
So listen, where does his future lie? Let us know in the chat right there. In other news, Wayne Hennessy retires.
Yeah, man.
Goalkeeper. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Speaking of goalkeepers, Bournemouth have announced Petrovic again to replace
another Chelsea.
Yeah, to get him in between the sticks. Bournemouth obviously doing a lot of buying and selling this summer, but that's a good signing.
Yeah, it is a good signing. He's
to replace Kepa.
Yeah. I was surprised that they didn't try to keep Kepa because of how good he was, but It's good for my
Well,
team.
they've gone
innit?
back to Chelsea and
Yeah,
said,
they've gone back to
we won't have
Chelsea, said,
Kepa,
"Yo,
we'll have
the next one."
And actually, I'm not going to lie to you, Petrovic was, like, because
Petrovic
they've
is
changed
good.
so many
Yeah.
goalkeepers. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a Chelsea fan can put me right. But from what I saw, what I remember, he was probably the best one.
It's so weird. Well, the few times I've seen Petrovic play, obviously he played against us, we won 5-0, so it's kind of hard to say. But I would say he's a really good shot stopper. Maybe his distribution could be better, but I think when he went on loan to Strasbourg, they were saying that his distribution's gotten much better. So it's quite a shocking move for them, because I guess who's Chelsea's number 2 now?
Jorgensen now?
Yeah, like I don't even know much about him as well.
Listen to this story. You ready for this?
Go on.
You sat down, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sat down.
Granit Xhaka
Yo,
to
man.
Sunderland.
Yo! Sunderland. Get Granit Xhaka. Could you imagine that?
I heard he was going Saudi yesterday.
Sunderland versus Newcastle.
Oh,
Granit
it's
Xhaka in that
late.
midfield.
There will be late tackles.
Granit Xhaka versus
Joe
Tonali
Linton.
or Joe Linton. Cinema. Bring.
Popcorn, drama.
As an Arsenal fan, I will tell you, he will bring you
As
passion.
a Mackham, yeah.
Yeah, he will fight for the team. And then as well, now he's got the red cards thing under the belt. He'd be perfect. And he's such a leader as well.
I know, but if you go to Sunderland, you might have to hold a couple
Yo,
reds.
what's that guy's name that plays like 09?
09, yeah.
Yo, imagine him and Granit Xhaka together.
He's a bit of a...
Yeah, man.
He throws his tackles
Bit of
around.
a head loss, but that would be sick.
Granit Xhaka to Sunderland.
Yo, man. Why
Wow.
not?
I can't
Why
see
not?
that, to be honest, especially when the money from
Yeah.
Saudi's there. But go back to the Premier League. It's better than
Yeah, why
playing
not?
in the Saudis, right?
Exactly.
That is mental. Big up to Granit, man. If he goes to Sunderland,
Yeah,
I'll
imagine if he went
actually...
Sunderland and then he was
I'll
able
actually
to keep them
laugh.
up. Yo.
Hella free kicks.
Yeah,
and
man.
you know
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
To go
And
from
he's a great-
Leverkusen to Sunderland, wow.
Yeah, and he's great at scoring goals and stuff like that. And
He
he's a
is.
great leader.
United interested in Estepinian?
Oh, United are idiots. I don't understand that. You've just gone and got Dorgu. Why do you need Estepinian?
We're trying to sell Malacia desperately as
Yeah,
well.
Exactly. Malacia, he's just like, he played for went back to PSV or whatever.
Yeah.
He was okay. Like, what do they need? This is the money that you should be spending on Mbuemo, who's actually going to have a massive impact on the team. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Don't get me wrong. They need to sort out their defense. But we're talking about a guy that scored 18 goals, man. Come on, just put the money down for him. Don't worry about Estepinian. Try and maybe mold a Dorgu, etc., into something that you can help you push up the table, or even try and get an academy player in and just. Do you know what I mean?
This is another mad story in other news,
Oh
right?
my God, man.
John Duran,
Yeah,
recently
man.
signs for Fenerbahce from Al
Yeah.
Nassr. Missed his first training session. Jose Mourinho, the legend, said, "It's a
up.
lack of respect. There are clear rules, and those who don't follow them will always face the consequences. We will talk to him if he shows up."
Do you know what? Yeah, Jose.
What are
just
you
reminds-
doing?
yeah,
Not turning up to your first thing,
exactly. Jose just reminds me of them hardcore Jamaican uncles, man. Saying, "No, man. I mean, I tell you, no." That's what he's giving. And you know what? I just think John Duran. It's not like you've played in the summer. It's not like you needed an extra break. You've just come to Fenerbahce, start on the right foot. Do you know what I mean? You know your time's done with Al Nassr. So this is your time now to just go to another club, make an impression, try and get yourself another good move. And what's good about it? You're going to be playing under a fantastic manager who's a proven winner. What do? You not even turn up to your first session? That's an idiot thing. Can't rate
It is really.
Yeah.
Like, it is,
It's
isn't
not
it?
even a disrespect to the manager, but it's disrespect to your teammates and to the club that have obviously worked hard to try and get you. They're paying your full salary and everything. I don't rate that. It's an idiot thing.
You've got to turn up
Yeah,
to
you've got to.
Listen, do the first,
What's he
do the
doing?
second, do the third. You
Yeah.
might be Pulisic on the fourth, but come on, man.
Yeah, man. Best
Come on
behaviour,
now.
just lock in. Do you know what
Jose
I mean?
Mourinho.
Yeah, you're
You've
not
got
going
to
win
turn
that
up,
one.
bro.
Exactly.
You've
You're not
got to
gonna win
turn
that
up,
one.
bro.
You're not gonna
You've got
win
to do it, man. Shout out to Ryan. He says, show some love to the panel. Hit that like button and subscribe. Yes, 2,000 watching, 252 likes. Get that right
Yeah,
up
got
there,
like that.
please. Late night on the Turkish kebabs, says Manny. Duran loves a headline, says Jay Skizzy. And
Yeah,
that is
it's
also
not-
true as
yeah,
well.
It's not wrong, is it?
The Froob Tube says, AGT, did you mention Nico Jackson to United yet? We did actually in the video this morning.
Yeah,
we
that's crazy.
did, but
Yo,
again,
man,
I
but
can't
then
see that happening.
I can't lie. He scores more than Garnacho though, because Nico Jackson originally is a left winger, but he was moved to striker by Unai Emery, I think. So he
At
could
Villarreal.
do it. Yeah, he could do. Look, I just don't know if United would be the environment for it. That's not the type of player you need to bring in that United environment. That's very volatile at the moment. So, but It's hard to say, man.
Tough one, that. Isaac stays in Newcastle, says Richard. And Dr. Dan says Jose Mourinho has been with Steve McLaren at Jamaica. Which is actually where your father is right now.
Yeah, man.
Your dad is in Kingston
told him make
right
sure
now.
and bring back some patties, you know. Otherwise, he ain't coming back into the studio.
What, some juicy
locked.
patties?
Yeah, man, juicy patties, beef and cheese.
Yeah, no, listen,
Otherwise,
he's out in Jamaica
back.
right now.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing the work that he's doing out there. We won't spoil the surprise, but he is working out there. Yeah. So, listen, the bidding war for Ekitike has officially begun. Mbuemo stalls. That move to Manchester United looks on ice for the minute, and the rest of the stuff that we discussed is all up there to comment on as well. So make sure you jump in the comments, spread some love, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big up to Kenya as always.
Thank you, my brother.
And we'll be back as a channel tomorrow, 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30 tomorrow.
12:30 will be our first video tomorrow, the live show, and then of course we'll have a live at 5 for you as well. So listen, loads of good stuff happening. I actually believe this is one of the most exciting transfer windows in a long time since like the Berbatov days.
Yeah, no, I agree. Last summer was boring.
It was. Nothing really big happened. So listen, stay with us, all right? Keep subscribing, keep watching, guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.